Order accepted.
All right, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of our screen, we've got Kingofblades. I think this is the same Kingofblades that comments on every single YouTube video I've ever made and is awesome. And in the top right, we've got Boomerang.
Oh my
who is
God.
also awesome. Actually, both of these people are awesome people.
Boomerang, actually a commentator himself, in fact. Really great guy, and he's actually super duper nice. So both of these guys, super awesome. Okay. God, I wonder if Kingofblades does any content.
I don't know. I haven't the slightest clue. I do know that he built his Overlord and is building more drones, so none of this
Way to focus on the game, JaKaTaK.
none of this 14 hatchery business. And I think that going for the 13 Overlord is going to be the way to go long term. You just get the economy up so much faster.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of hint for Zhang. Next time you play it out, you want to get that early expansion. Just get a 13 Overlord, keep pumping out drones. It's going to delay your expansion by like 5 or 6 seconds, and you have way more drones. So absolutely, #worth IMO. Haven't done the math yet, but I will absolutely do the math in the future.
Definitely looking forward to that video, man. But for now, Boomerang going for the earlier Gas Geyser, and I wouldn't be too surprised to maybe see him go for a Reaper opening. I mean, again, it really wouldn't surprise me just because Reapers were so strong for a good reason, and you can still get them up relatively quickly. And I still think that you can actually put on some good pressure, unless Kingofblades goes for a double gas in the main and gets up an insanely fast Zergling speed, maybe? Or a Roach Warren?
It's gotta be a Roach
what
Warren,
is
right?
Kingofblades doing?
I think that's one of those weird things that we're not used to seeing Zerg playing with so much gas, and now with the Ravager, the new hatchery unit. I don't know, but I feel like it's kind of like a tell. Like if you take 2 gas there it is, Roach Warren. If you take 2 gas that fast, you're going for Ravagers. And I think it's kind of the way to go right now. One, because it's the new unit and it's fun to play with and people want to play with it because it's fun. But 2, because it works out really well against a lot of different things. It's a very versatile unit.
Yeah, I mean, you can use it. I think that the only thing that I would say it maybe will probably struggle with a little bit is Banshees. Even though it can technically hit Banshees with the Fireball attack, it's very difficult because Banshees move at this speed of light right now. But you know what else moves at the speed of light? A Reaper against slow Zerglings. And this Reaper may be able to do some nice damage. But most importantly, Boomerang comes in and does not see the Roach Warren, sees the double gas guys as though, is that going to be enough for him?
Yeah, it's tough because the game is fresh. Not a lot of people know what the different scouting means, but double gas that early. So far, whenever that happens, we've seen a lot of Roaches. The one thing the Ravagers, actually probably Roaches as well, have a lot of trouble with is the Herc. 160 hit points, has that grapple, it gets right into grappling range. If you are playing Legacy of the Void and you're having trouble with Ravagers, get yourself some melee units. Stat. They have a really hard time dealing with melee units. Ooh, and wow. Herc versus Roach. We get to find out what wins. What wins? A Herc or a Roach? I'm pretty sure it's a Herc.
Oh my God!
They deal so much damage.
That is disgusting. Look at that. Oh my God. Oh, that was some.
He tried to save it with the Ravager.
Do the Ravager eggs not actually go back to full health when you start morphing them in?
I think they pop out. They definitely pop out at full health.
Okay, they pop out at full health, but
the Herc does 30 damage a shot. So it doesn't matter how much. It doesn't matter how much armor you have. Oh no! I mean, Hercs are good against Ravagers and all, but one Herc at a time is not going to do it. Oh man, we're lacking the critical mass. Hercs, by the way, take 40 seconds to build, so it's really difficult to get a lot of Hercs up. You can see that he's kind of struggling with his macro right now, because he was just producing Hercs out of that one building, and this Ravager rush is really, really ravenous, and other things that begin with the letter R.
Yeah, he's going to be able to ravage this natural expansion. Oh, God, the SCVs! Oh, not quite getting hit by the fireballs.
Not like it used to be.
not like it was pre-patch. But, of course, we do end up seeing the Marines, the SCVs, basically any units that end up coming out are taking substantial amounts of damage. And here's the scary thing. Kingofblades, he may be very scary sounding with a name like Kingofblades, but he is droning up behind this because he knows where the true victory is. And that's in the economic damage he's doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's one thing to be able to defend this if the units keep coming in. It's a complete different thing to defend this and say, okay, great, and then you're like, oh well, my opponent has 3 fully mining bases, and I have nothing. All right, let's check out the Cyclone. The Cyclone. It de-locked. Oh, it should be able to lock on at a pretty decent range. It needs to get within 6 range. So it should take only 1 hit when it locks on, and then it should be able to just hang out here and finish off these Ravagers without a problem. It's all about micro, just staying out of range. And yeah, there you go. There's the Cyclone. Saving the day.
I mean, he's going to be able to secure his natural expansion, but Boomerang is still in a world of trouble. Down a solid 15 workers and is now up against a 3-base Zerg, going for a Hydraless Den into a Lurker Den. Oh my god,
wow, that's really fast Lurkers.
This is something I've wanted to see for a very long time. I haven't seen any people really playing around heavily with the Lurkers in a 1v1 in Legacy of the Void, and this is going to be super exciting, because Lurkers are pretty freaking scary, man. Like, I see, like, there's a lot of potential with it, and with the Infestation Pit coming down alongside it, can you imagine the potential of fungal growth, run in your Lurkers, burrow them, fungal again, and murder everything?
Yeah, well, to be honest, I feel like it's a bit too technical. I don't think it's going to work out quite that way, because it's like, if you're fungling that much, well, it's kind of insane.
They're probably already dead at that point.
Ready for this, right? Hold position Lurkers. You just have Lurkers out in the middle of the map at the right time. They don't know it. And you just walk your army over, and all of a sudden, everything you know is dead.
Oh god, that's a scary thought, but we end up seeing the Cyclone try and get some damage done, but you know what? David Kim said this in the interview. Cyclones don't do too well against Zerglings, man, and that very, very much holds true.
Yeah, people after the show, like, oh my god, the Cyclone, it's so good. So what are we gonna do?
When 2 Korean pro gamers team up to micro it, it can do stuff.
But yeah, anything that's fast gives the Cyclone a hard time. But the Cyclone's a pretty fast unit itself, so it's nice. Oh, it looks like he's trying to grab that. Can he see that Overlord almost? Oh yeah, he can. There he goes. Here it is. Are you gonna kill the? Yeah, dead Overlord. So much work to get that one Overlord, but there it is.
Uses the second Cyclone too.
Yeah.
And one really quick fun note that I just realized, and it's something I realized a little bit earlier on, and it's not exactly going to be as relevant right now, but when you actually have not the Cyclone, the other Terran unit,
the Herc,
you can actually move out and engage your opponent's army without lowering your supply depot. You can actually just hookshot them over your supply wall, and that's actually kind of cool.
You can hookshot the Hercs over the supply wall, but you can't. It's not like abduct. It's like an opposite abduct.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You couldn't grab anything else with you or anything.
Yeah, but I imagine situations where, like, a Terran player has a bunch of, like, SCVs on the outside of a wall. You know, that sometimes happens. And, like, oh, man, I can't lower my wall in to let the SCVs down. You move the Hercs and hookshot them to the other side. You basically get them to quasi, like, hold position wall off. And, oh, my god, the
man, the Lurkers. Oh they were not on hold fire, but no worries. They deal 30 damage a shot. Are we seeing a trend?
Splash damage.
Oh, look at the micro. Such micro. So good. In the meantime, the follow-up is going to be Infestors. Raven coming out, as well as targeting optics finishing up. That allows the Cyclone to lock on at a range that's further away. So what that means is the Lurker can lock, the Cyclone can lock onto something like a Lurker and then pull back, you know, and it makes it a lot easier for the Cyclone to do its little micro dance, basically. The attack range of the Cyclone is still the same. It's still 14. We do have some Banshee harass coming in. 1 kill on that Banshee. A little bit of Hellion action as well. Some of the old still mixed in.
Yeah, it's so funny. We see, like, the old style of Terran where you'd have, like, the Hellion Banshee harass and a third expansion going up behind it. Except this is actually 13 minutes into the game. Even without the Legacy of the Void economy changes, this would still be a very late time for this kind of stuff to be happening right now, just because both these players are going for a lot of other stuff beforehand, and that also means that Kingofblades has more than enough Hydrals to clean that up. I think the Banshee not quite being micro to full potential, but Boomerang is a little bit busy trying to figure out a way to deal with these damn lurkers.
And he's going to be dealing with them quite well. He's got a siege tank and a Raven. Not going to have very much trouble with that at all. Throws down the Seeker Missile. Definitely not going to hit. He has to clear out this one Zergling. And that's the other thing, too. I think that Burrow is going to be a more common upgrade, and we're also going to see more Ravens in this matchup.
Ravens, yeah.
Yeah.
Ravens are going to make so much more sense with lurkers being potentially coming out. There's also just going to be, I think, a lot of good ways to actually defend your Ravens with so many like nice kind of early game units to kind of put pressure on. You have the time to buy to eventually get out the Raven relatively safely with like the Herc and everything else.
Oh, he got caught on siege. He's going to be able to move in, take some of these tanks out pretty fast. Oh, the Hydralisks with the damage buff. I was like, oh my god, Hydras do so much damage. That's what Hydras with the damage buff look like. Oh my, that is insane. They don't even shoot that fast. Oh my god. Those buffed Hydralisks, holy crap.
I just want to see one of those lurkers, man, go over to these SCVs, burrow over there, and just rake in the kills, but it looks like he's doing a fine job without that even.
Here we go. Here we go. It's happening. Oh, they're going to try to go up the ramp.
Just once.
Oh.
No.
Wait, return to game. Ah, and everything dies. Well done. Excellent job.